Are you ready to take your striking game to the next level? Then you've got to get the focus ball. Dramatically improve footwork, timing, reflex, hand-eye coordination, head movement, and striking IQ. Lightweight and extremely portable, so you can train every time, everywhere with the focus ball.
Hi, my name is Veronica, and you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation. How did that one do?
That was very good. Do it, just maybe one or two more, okay? Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So obviously there were a lot of spectators in the arena watching Spence defeat Danny Garcia, but the most interesting spectator was Terence "Bud" Crawford. That's right, Terence Crawford, he attended an Errol Spence fight, something he's never done before. Now, when you see this for the first time, it elicits a lot of speculation. We already know Terence Crawford's promoter, Bob Arum, has completely disowned him. Bob said he wants nothing to do with Terence Crawford. In fact, he's not going to be handling any more of his fights. He's having other people that works with Top Rank handle Terence Crawford from now on. So to see Terence Crawford attend an Errol Spence fight for the very first time after his fallout with Top Rank, it suggests a couple of things. One is Terence Crawford is talking to Al Haymon right now on the phone, and they're working out some type of deal for him to get a fight with Errol Spence or maybe other PBC fighters like Shawn Porter, since Shawn Porter is now Terence Crawford's mandatory. It's very possible that either Terence Crawford, he decided to attend this Errol Spence fight on his own, or Al Haymon reached out to him and invited him to the fight. Either way, him being there is a good sign. It's a good sign that we're most likely getting closer to a Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence fight. We may even be getting closer to Terence Crawford leaving Top Rank and going with PBC. Matter of fact, Bob Arum, he damn near said that PBC and Al Haymon, they could have Terence Crawford because he doesn't want him anymore. But at the same time, Bob Arum still made it clear that he would still rather be part of promoting the super mega showdown between Crawford and Errol Spence. So clearly Bob Arum, he wants it both ways. We've heard Terence Crawford say he actually really doesn't even need Errol Spence for his legacy. He said Errol Spence needs him more. But the fact that he showed up is showing that he knows that that's not true. They need each other. Just like Leonard and Hearns needed each other. Just like Ali and Frazier needed each other. Just like Lennox Lewis and Vitaly Klitschko needed each other. Mayweather Pacquiao, and so on and so forth. You know, clearly Errol Spence, he wanted to take on the Danny Garcias, the Manny Pacquiaos, and even the Shawn Porters before he takes on a Terence Crawford. Matter of fact, he even said to Terence Crawford in this clip right here, it would make more sense for me to fight these guys first and then fight you. But then more recently, Errol Spence said before he moves up to 154, he has to fight Terence Crawford, and I think he mentioned Manny Pacquiao as well. So he's letting people know, even if he's not fighting him now, he's planning on fighting him. Something we never heard from people like Canelo or Gennady Golovkin when it came to Andrade or Jamal Charlo, by way of contrast. See, this is what we love about other sports like the NBA or the NFL. You know that at the end of the season, the two best teams are going to play against each other. It's guaranteed, but it's never guaranteed to happen in the sport of boxing. So when Errol Spence says, I'm going to fight Terence Crawford before I move up to 154, he's telling you at least before the season is over, metaphorically speaking, he is going to fight Terence Crawford. Now, in the meantime, because I truly don't believe Errol Spence will fight Terence Crawford next after that performance over Danny Garcia. That looked more like a 70% or 80% Errol Spence. By his own admission, he completely gassed out after the 8th round. He was completely walking down Danny Garcia. You seen how busted up Danny's face was, and most of that was just from the jab alone. And I never seen Danny Garcia look so discouraged after every round when he was walking back to his corner. You guys go back and pay attention to how he looks when he's walking back to his corner. No one has ever did this to Danny Garcia on a consistent basis throughout the fight for 8 rounds. And Danny still had 4 more rounds to go with Errol Spence. But fortunately for Danny Garcia, he pulled off the gas pedal and he started to cruise to the finish line because he gassed out. You know, when I said that Errol Spence would have possibly stopped him in my post-fight video, there was one person who said, well, I disagree with you on that because Danny Garcia has never been stopped before. What you guys have to realize is every person that has been stopped before had never been stopped before that. You got Diego Corrales, who had never been stopped before. I don't even think Diego Corrales had even been knocked down before until Floyd Mayweather stopped him. You had Sergey Kovalev, who had never been stopped before. Now he gets stopped every time he steps up in competition. This is how it works, guys. Just because that means nothing because a person has never been knocked out before. And I'm telling you, in this situation with Danny Garcia, because of the relationship that Danny has with his father, I could easily see Angel Garcia telling his son, look, man, I'm only going to give you one more round. I'm only going to give you one more round. And if you don't do better, if you don't show me something, I'm stopping the fight. Just like Mikey Garcia's brother, Robert Garcia, he said to Mikey Garcia, he told him, like, after the 9th or 10th round, you're taking too much punishment. If you don't show me something, I'm gonna have to stop the fight. The way Errol Spence was walking down Danny Garcia, the punishment he was dishing out, I could easily see Angel Garcia saying the same thing to his son. So we'll never know, though, at the end of the day. The bottom line is that was not 100% Errol Spence. So therefore, I don't see him taking a Terence Crawford in his very next fight. And if he's not going to fight against Terence Crawford in this next fight, it makes all the sense in the world. I'm going to keep saying this. There's no reason for Terence Crawford not to fight his mandatory Shawn Porter. That won't be an easy fight for Crawford, but if Crawford gets past Shawn Porter, especially if he can knock out Shawn Porter, do you know how much leverage that gives him going into negotiations for an Errol Spence fight? Hypothetically speaking, the fact that you beat the man that probably gave Errol Spence his toughest fight as a pro, and for you to go in there and make it look easy or easier, of course that's going to give him more leverage when it comes to this 60-40 split they're talking about right now. Now, Terence Crawford, he did get Kell Brook out there way quicker than Errol Spence did, but we all know there's a very good chance that that wasn't the same Kell Brook. Only way we know that for sure, though, is if Kell Brook goes in there with a C-level fighter and he gets destroyed or he gets beat. Then we know for sure Kell is not the same. But if he goes in there with a C-level fighter looking like the same Kell Brook that used to always beat up his mandatories that were C-level fighters, then we can just attribute that entire defeat to Terence Crawford being a much better boxer. So I think what should happen next for Crawford and Errol Spence, if they're not going to fight each other, and we all know that both Crawford and Spence, they want the Manny Pacquiao fight. Let's just say neither one of them gets that Manny Pacquiao fight next. Terence Crawford should fight Shawn Porter, and I think Errol Spence, he should go after Keith Thurman. He should go ahead and fight Keith Thurman, and that would be a great fight going into a Crawford versus Spence mega showdown. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one. Fellas, I've got some great news for you. If you've lost your hair or have a receding hairline, the time has come when you can finally get your hairline back through a process called Scalp Micropigmentation. So here's how it works. It's a hair tattoo that replicates the look of your hair follicles when you have fully shaved it down. So if you want to get this hookup for my brothers out there in the UK and Europe, make sure you check out the Scalp This on Instagram. And for my brothers out there in the States, make sure you go ahead and contact my man Scalp Carolinas on Instagram. What's going on, guys? You know, I've always wanted to find a second source of income. And I've always wanted to learn about stocks and trades because I've heard so much good stuff about it. So I finally found a way to do it. And now I'm learning from 6, 7, 8-figure traders. So not only am I learning from them, but the most important thing is I get to copy their trade. So I get to earn while I learn. Now, if you want the full details, click on the link below so you can learn while you copy and paste their trades. And just understand this, guys, just by watching the video, you're doing a great job of supporting my channel, and I appreciate it. And the craziest thing about doing this trading is you can do it anywhere. All you need is an internet connection, and you can do it just with your phone. So if you want to learn how to make a second income alongside me without having to pitch, sell, or recruit, go ahead and click on the link below, and I'll see you inside. You know, I always say on this channel, pay-per-view fights should actually be free. And now the day has come where I'm about to hook you up with an app where you can watch all your pay-per-view events, boxing, UFC, etc. for free. I want to introduce Block TV, the best internet streaming television app out there. They provide over 3,600 channels, including HBO, Cinemax, Showtime, and Stars. They have a massive video-on-demand library with over 40,000 of the new release movies and the latest TV series. And it also includes DVR, so you're getting all of this for $34.99 a month, and once again, that includes free pay-per-view. So this one right here is a no-brainer, guys, because back in Las Vegas, I was paying damn near $200 a month for my cable. Those days are long gone now. So to get the app, make sure you guys go over to getblocktv.com and put in my promo code and get 30% off your first month. You also get a free month for every friend you refer. The promo code is DBNation.